Sup? This is Boroughs Applesauce. I am Derek. I am with Mike, as always, and Sean behind the 1 and 2s. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's just do better than last time.
Well, we nailed the lead in.
Hey, we were rusty.
Rusty, abortion. I mean, it's all the same. It's
it's
all
different.
down that same.
No, it's
same
different.
track.
It's different.
It's different.
Do me a favor, Derek. Move yourself or your camera one to the middle of your face or other. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
All right.
High quality production over here.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Is everybody else's on TV look as good on their videos look as good as that one does?
Is that
It does.
4K?
Yeah.
Nice.
Simulcast in 4K.
Yeah. So we did our 5-year episode of Mind Snacks a couple weeks ago, and we remembered like when we first started and what it looked like. And like the difference in what we produced then to what we produce now. Yeah, I know.
It's been 4.5 years since we lit a dick on fire.
Yeah, right.
Came a long way,
saying.
baby.
I'm just saying.
Right. Going over this stuff.
I'm just saying, like it was just even like the beginnings of me producing this show, like with the same goddamn equipment.
Yeah.
Just learning how to use it.
Yeah, sure.
We've done that too, starting out in the crawl space.
But you know, even in that crawl space, though, if you go back and listen to some of those crawl space episodes, they sound just fine.
They do.
Me on the 1s and 2s, getting that shit done, sounded just fine. Now, granted, I couldn't remember what I did each week to make it sound fine and would have to go back and relearn it every week to do it because we'd get so hammered and I'd forget how to do everything or forget to turn the recording off. Like, I don't know, like all sorts of stuff, but
Yeah.
they sounded good. On that little mixer we had. Oh, back in the dungeon. It was like around now, wasn't it? We're probably like a December starter, aren't we?
Your first episode was a New Year's Day, like New Year's resolutions.
We were
episode,
leading
wasn't
into New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
I think was one of our first ones.
Yeah,
That was like 2018.
And we were so loyal too. We were like, no, this is the day we're recording now.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
go. Hell or high water. Now it's like, well, I got to hang now, and there's golf today.
Yeah.
So
It was always,
And then you sat. And then you
but
sat.
we also didn't have to drive to fucking North Vernon to do it either. It was just in the basement.
We're not in North Vernon. We're not even on the way to North Vernon.
Might as well be at your mom's house, Derek.
If you want to throw that fit, we're on the way to Greensburg.
Halfway to fucking Greensburg, you know what I mean? Jeez Louise. North Vernon just sounds better. I did talk to your mom today, though. We'll text her a little bit. Someone came into the office, a mom, I think, of another hockey player that must be on one of the kids' teams.
that hockey thing, it's
Nonetheless, mom must have made some pumpkin bars for somebody. And the pumpkin bars must have made the lap. And she came in and she's like, hey, get your baker to make stuff. And I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about? I don't have a baker. What do you mean? He's like, no, the lady. And I'm like, she's like, the lady who brings you shit here. And I'm like, oh. She's like, pumpkin bars. Get them. I'm like, okay. I was like, I'm not on sugar. I got the diabetes thing going. And she's like, I didn't fucking ask you a damn thing, did I? Get the pumpkin bars here. So
well, come to find out,
hit up mom, got them on the order.
with the hockey crew, my sister ended up talking to our friend Todd finally.
Oh, boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
A lot of highlights from middle school.
Did he have
Yeah.
any idea who she was at all? Like,
I don't think
was she
so.
like, I'm Derek's sister? And he's like, who? What?
Well, he had seen me hanging around the ice rink because I went a couple weeks ago to a couple games. And he's like, I thought I saw you there. And then I think him and Jacqueline finally got introduced.
Yeah.
There was some stories, I guess,
They
that
were
got
like, you
thrown
two
around.
came from the same person? What the fuck? Yeah.
That's
But
some
no-
reason why you take 8 years apart between kids.
Yeah, but I think
Give it a little rest before you try again.
But I had a doctor's appointment today. I had blood work done last week. Everything looks awesome.
Are you
Everything
cured?
No, but it's on the way. So I'm even taking less medicine. So I thought I'd give it a little treat yourself and grab a little bit of pumpkin bars that she's going to throw some down. So she seemed to think she might. Little run in the half. Yeah, so that's exciting.
I'm having my T checked tomorrow.
Your testosterone check?
I am. Yeah.
Haven't you had your low T checked before?
It was a ways back, and it was fine.
Oh.
But that's been several years ago. Noticeable difference
In what?
lately?
Yeah.
And,
like in the eager beaver or being able to beaver the eager?
Both.
Both, really.
Both. And also just general, like, energy. Like I work out pretty regularly, and lately it's just not hitting the same. Like I'm just.
Do you think that's seasonal?
That Frank Thomas over 40 action, man.
No,
I mean,
it definitely.
You don't feel a decline in the winter months?
I mean, it was that way all summer.
Because I mean, I believe the sunshine really does add.
Oh
to
no,
your
you're not
mood
wrong.
And
Like
shit
vitamin
like
D is
that.
real.
You need to get on that Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie.
Well, I thought about that, but I also thought, why would a company spend that much money to sell a product that I can go to GNC and just pick up?
But I mean, it's the same difference, right? It's the same shit at GNC,
it's
right?
the same shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, like something like that, though.
So I figured I'd go the medical route first.
It's expensive. I'm pretty sure to either boost, because I mean that's just fucking like steroids or whatever,
Right.
it's testosterone, or like the armpit. You get it in deodorant, and you get like a roll on that you put on like deodorant. But
They have testosterone deodorant.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
but it's expensive as fuck.
Worth
because
it.
but it's
I
not.
can already tell you worth it.
Yeah, but none of it's insured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the most part, because it's a thing you don't need it. So
I would argue that I do.
I'm not gonna say you don't. But
Right.
like they'll say you can't get boner pills insured just because you can't get a fucking boner. You know what
Those
I mean?
finally got cheap.
Yeah, because the patent wore out on them.
Yeah.
They're allowed to make generics.
They're not
yeah.
patented anymore. You can make generics. Although they say like that stuff you get in the mail isn't regulated at all. So like if you get a pack in the mail of I don't know if I can say that.
Well, that's like regular supplements or
It is
vitamins.
and it's on that same. You don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
It's not regulated what's in it. It might say you're getting 3 10s or 40 10s, and they all might not be 10.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I mean they can sling you boner pills in the mail. So
Right.
that's cool, I guess. What were we going to talk about on the way here? You said you put a pin in it, and I've already forgot what it was. Steely Dan, we jammed
Oh,
some
yeah.
fucking sweet-ass Steely Dan the whole way here, and I got Dirty Work just
He said
on
he hasn't
repeat
seen it.
right now in my brain.
But have you caught that Yacht Rock documentary on? I think it's HBO Max.
He's not a yacht rocker. You're not a yacht rocker. Yeah.
Well, he's a documentary
He's
kind
a,
of guy.
I do like
he's a
documentaries.
street light
I mean, I'm
aficionado.
I wasn't really. I mean, I wasn't searching out Yacht Rock, but
Yeah.
I was like, seems like a really popular documentary. I like to learn. Check it out.
Learning's good.
Yeah,
Learning.
and the whole thing, it is definitely your vibe.
Sure,
It is definitely your vibe.
I mean,
and how the Steely Dan
I'm a
was
yacht
like
rocker,
the
bro.
cornerstone of this whole movement.
Yeah.
That wasn't even named till 30 years afterwards, and it got retro named. They're like, we never heard yacht rock till, I guess it was a comedy skit, and these kids were joking about it. That's the thing: who is in yacht rock and who's not. You'd be quite offended by some of it.
Offended in the way of who thinks they are or who thinks they're not.
Who they are actually against the yacht rock community.
Like, don't call me yacht rock because I'm not yacht rock. I'm fucking rock.
No, some of your favorite people are actually shamed by the yacht rock community.
You mean like that's not yacht rock?
Yeah.
Really?
Like Steely Dan?
no.
Steely Dan is like the kings of
Steely
it.
Dan is
That's what I
cornerstone.
figured.
It's
like
like-
Boz Skaggs.
It's like the first chapter in the Bible where
Boz-
it's like
Boz-
this begot this and begot that.
Yeah, but like Boz Skaggs.
Hall and Oates get bashed.
Hall & Oates gets bashed by the yacht rock community?
bashed.
I mean,
They're Philly
how?
soul. They're Philly soul.
Yeah, they are.
and
they
they
are.
They're very hated in the yacht rock community.
I mean, Yacht Rock Review is a very popular yacht rock band. I mean, they play
Shout out, Nick.
everywhere. You know what I mean? They play everywhere. They're
Yeah.
they're really good. They throw 2 Hall & Oates songs in there. You know what I mean?
they're not. They're Philly soul. They're really
I
shunned.
get it. But I would argue anybody who says a yacht rock purist, yes, is Man-Eater Philly soul. I get it. But Sarah Smile, definitely a softer yacht rocker. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a fine line there maybe between
It's all about.
she's gone. I mean, maybe it is a little bit more Philly soul.
It's a lot with the
than yacht rock.
production value and who. Like I said, it's the first chapter in the Bible. These two people and Steely Dan, then Toto. They had a big
Boz. Like you
big-
said, Boz Skaggs.
Yeah, the Kenny Loggins, huge in that.
Loggins and Messina both bringing that together.
He actually went through like 3 different periods. There was the folky Loggins, then
So-
he went to yacht rock, and then he became like
Where they
this
at? Where were they at
central-
on the Doobie Brothers? and or Michael McDonald.
He is like the Voyager. He ties a lot of these people together.
He does, but at the same
and
time,
that's because his Steely Ty Dans or Steely Dan ties.
yeah.
And then he branched out and like that's where Crisscross and all these people all got drug in.
Absolutely.
2 other bands, Fleetwood Mac, out.
No, I would not call him yacht rock.
Stevie Nicks has some duos with bands that's in the yacht rock.
Man, I don't think I'd call.
Yeah.
I never would have thought
But,
Stevie.
Well, they were California. They were big in the same time frame. They have some of the slower sounds, just like you said, Hall & Oates does. They kind of got some of that feel to them, but they don't fall into that. Eagles, out.
Not.
They consider
Have you
them
heard
country.
Have you heard Life in the Fast Lane?
They consider them country, which is weird because
I don't think.
I think country fans feel like Eagles are soft rock.
Yeah, I mean they're their own. Like I don't even like they're very soft rock. I wouldn't necessarily even call them country either. It's a very
They got country sounding songs.
very 60s, 70s softer groove. You know what I mean? Like they weren't hippies. They also weren't Johnny Cash. You know what I mean? So they really were doing their own thing. And I talk a ton of shit about the Eagles because I tell you
I'm not a fan.
They fucking suck. I'm not a fan. But then I tell you, fucking Life in the fucking fast lane is fucking sweet. And I tell you that I like maybe more Don Henley stuff. Maybe
his solo stuff. I like
some of Don Henley's solo stuff. I'm a little more
Would you
into.
consider that yacht rocky though?
No, not really. I don't.
No,
think,
because
I don't think I'd call any of them.
no, because I feel like that's kind of close to Phil Collins, and Phil Collins ain't.
No.
Phil Collins is fucking awesome though.
Phil Collins doesn't give a fuck what you call him. He's Phil Collins.
He does. I'd call him fucking a Disney fucking motion picture fucking song maker in the last 2 decades. You know what I mean? Ever since fucking, was it Tarzan? Was Tarzan the first?
I think Tarzan was.
Did he make one before Tarzan? Because after Tarzan, he had a string of them. You know what I mean? Can you feel the love tonight?
That's Elton John.
Oh, that's Elton. What's the wrong movie? What's the fucking
He does
Tarzan
the
song?
Tarzan
Don't
song.
stop your crying.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Tarzan. It's
In my heart.
Yeah, there you go.
it's a little more drum based.
Yeah.
Phil Collins.
I've never
inspired.
sang on this podcast.
No.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
we have. We harmonized like one other time.
Really?
We didn't really sing. We just harmonized. Yeah. We
What was it?
nailed it. I forget what it was. We were here out here though.
We kill it?
Yeah, yeah. It was
Fuck
like
yeah, we
3
killed
bars.
it.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah, we killed it.
Great documentary.
Pin number 2 on the way out here.
What was that?
We're so bad. Like put a pin in that. Remember that.
Write it down next time.
We're in the car driving out here.
To North Vernon.
Yeah.
I mean,
we had time. You know what I mean?
going across state lines.
What was the other thing? You put a pin in that. Steely Dan's origins of was Chevy Chase in Steely Dan or not? Have you heard that?
I've not.
I think that was it NYU or Cornell.
I feel like Cornell.
I feel like it was Cornell. They all went to Cornell, and Chevy Chase was the original drummer for Steely Dan.
And this is fuzzy.
He got kicked out. It's fuzzy, but
Because I feel like he was the roommate
of the
that,
keyboard player.
that jammed with him a little bit. Like,
See,
I don't know if he was an official member.
But I don't think Steely Dan was Steely Dan. It's not like, hey, we're Steely
Yeah.
Dan. You want to be in the
It was
band?
some of the
It's
original
like
founding members.
It's like the founding members. It's like Steely Dan, and like, hey, do you want to play with us? Do you want to try to make this work? But then he got kicked out of school for bringing a donkey into the dorm or something. Some sort of live animals around the dorm, I think.
He has some ties to him, and it gets foggy.
I'm a fool to do your dirty
Are you doing
work.
some research there?
You know, the only thing I can
I
find
don't want to do your dirty work
is
no more.
Bard College. I don't see anything about any Ivy League schools.
Hey, what about Juan Soto getting $51 million a year for the next like 15 years? How crazy was that shit?
You know
today?
what? I got a
Paying Juan Soto
I've got
$51 million.
a lot of opinions about that. I like Juan Soto. He's a
That's
great
the
ball
highest
player.
sports contract ever,
$51
right?
million for 15 years. What are they doing?
Year.
And he gets every dime, right? That's baseball money.
Yeah, and what kills me about that contract is that's Shohei Ohtani money, and Shohei Ohtani is 2 ball players.
$51 million a year
Yeah,
Then,
I mean,
you
hats
can do
off
it.
to the man.
Is
You
he
can
two
do-
ball players? Is he pitching again?
Well,
He will be.
He will next
be.
year.
He'll eventually be pitching
That's
again.
why
is
his
he going to be a
contract was so
reliever
massive.
or is he going back to
No, he'll be
starting?
a rotation guy. He fully plans on going back to form.
I mean, they all do. It's just Tommy John's, right?
Right.
Yeah, they all do. It's better. Come back just as strong, if not better.
I never knew you come back as a starter.
Oh yeah, Tommy John's. I mean, they fix it. They make it. They make it
Pryor.
better.
I think it's because I was thinking about Woods. He never really.
They rewire that fucking elbow.
Woods wasn't a starter when he came back, right?
When he came back, he was, but then late in his career, he was a closer.
Yeah.
I didn't think he came back as.
But
a starter.
Snapping
like
the
Mark
curve.
Pryor was a post Tommy John starter.
Yeah.
Did he?
And I mean,
he had Tommy
the
John's
science gets
before
better.
He came to the Cubs,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah, early in his career.
Early Tommy John's.
And the science is better every
Now,
year.
this with Shohei though, this is his second Tommy John surgery. This is number 2.
I don't know. I mean, like he said, science is better all the
Yeah,
time.
no. I fully
Maybe
believe.
the first one sucked, obviously. So
The fan in me wants to see. I love watching Shohei Ohtani do what he does. I want to see every part of it.
you know what I saw the other day?
You just want to sing it.
I saw, I should say my favorite baseball stats. And I don't know. I'm sure we've talked about him. Barry Bonds stats.
Oh God, I love Barry Bonds stats.
I love Barry Bonds stats. And I don't know if he was on College Game Day or he was on something, and they were talking. Maybe it must have been the end of the season baseball. They were talking about him. What would have happened if he would have came across someone like Satchel Paige? And he's like, I'm taking Satchel Paige fucking 450.
450.
He's like, no. He goes, I don't care if you throw the ball 1,000 miles an hour. That glove has to catch that baseball. And all I'm doing is catching that baseball with my bat instead of letting him catch it with the glove. And yeah. But like the stats on if he never reached base again or something, he'd still, if he played like 2 more seasons and never reached base again, he'd still have an on-base percentage like out of this world.
Yeah, his
like,
OBP would still be the all-time.
Yeah. They're like Tiger Woods stats from his prime, but for baseball. And it's just like, what?
You
Like,
see
that's
that
not
with-
real.
I like seeing the Nolan Ryan and Greg Maddox stats like that. It's just they're just a league of
Nolan
their
Ryan's
own.
got the easy one. He's got a strikeout record
Yeah.
that nobody will ever touch.
But the difference with like Greg Maddox is I'm not as impressed by Maddox's stats as I am by about his approach to the game.
His baseball IQ.
His baseball IQ was so phenomenal,
Unreal.
unreal. Like, have you heard his stories where he's talking about Eddie Perez was his catcher, talking about facing like who was the banger Bagwell, right? They're in a blowout against Houston, and he knows Houston's on the rise. They'll probably see Houston in the playoffs, and he's got Bagwell pinned down, and he tells Eddie Perez before the game, he says, "Don't let me go sinker inside. Don't let me go change inside. Don't let me throw change inside." Well, he's got him down. He can throw. And he goes, "Hey, come here. I'm going to throw the change inside." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Throws a change inside, and Bagwell hits it like fucking 450. Murders it. And they're on the way in, and he's like, got him. I got him. Turns around, playoff. Like, bases are loaded, Bagwell's up, and he's got him down 0-2. And immediately he's like, he thinks the same pitch is coming, and now I got him, and I throw the sinker away. Swings right through it, not even close. Gets him out when it counts. Gives up the dinger, in a game midseason that doesn't count, just to set him up for the postseason to not throw that pitch and get him again.
I've read
like
that
it's just incredible.
Yeah.
Just set him up to pull the rug out from under him.
Or even how much he telegraphed his pitches and no one ever knew it. Like Perez didn't call pitches, but he called all his own pitches. Like when you see like him flip the mitt up or flip the mitt down, like when you're warming up, that's the thing. He basically was doing that.
Right.
Like whether he wiped his face this way or wiped his face this way, he was calling his own pitches almost every game. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But no, Bond stats about like if he never reached base again, he'd still have the highest on base percentage ever.
It's unreal.
Like the amount of walks he had in like the last 2 seasons versus even like plate appearances, it almost goes up. It like goes upside down. Like it's how many times he got on base. It's just unreal. Unreal.
I think my favorite baseball stat though is Tony Gwynn, and how often he did not get struck out.
Like 316 times or whatever. Is that what it is? 316 times.
No, it's less than that. It
Oh,
was
I thought it was 316 for the career.
It was like the strikeout leader from one year got struck out like 220 times. Mm-hmm. And it was a particular baseball season. This guy struck out 200 sometimes. Tony Gwynn never did that in his entire career.
Tony Gwynn only struck out under 300 times his whole career. Same situation.
Well, that guy had more strikeouts that year than Tony Gwynn had his entire career.
So John Smoltz is telling the story. He's like, I'll tell you, I was one of the best rotations you'll ever see, right? But then he'll tell you, like, him, Pedro Martinez, and Greg Maddux, out of all the career strikeouts that they have in their whole life, they've only struck Tony Gwynn out 3 times, and Pedro did it once, and Maddux did it twice, or something, and he never did. Like, something crazy like that. Out of all the times they faced him, like, the best pitchers in the world just didn't strike that guy out.
But Juan Soto, $51 million a year. Get your bag, kid. I love
15 years, $51 million a year. What's he going to be in 15 years, though?
41.
What Pujols do when he was 41?
I mean, that's going to be a 30-year difference, though.
I'm just saying. Pujols at 41.
You're betting on getting 41-year-old LeBron.
Yeah.
Is what you're betting on. Because, I mean, LeBron will still be an all-star this year.
He should be a bench guy.
Who's the next guy? Who's the next guy lined up to get a contract that matches that or goes higher?
Who's on the market this year?
And I mean, like future, like on the rise, like who could potentially do that again? I don't know.
Because there's going to be just ego-driven.
Bobby Witt.
Fernando Tatis. Tatis could get a big one probably in his next one.
Yeah. Bobby Witt, the kid in Kansas City. He'll get paid. He's tough.
Is there any way to cap this? No. Like I know football.
No.
Like
it's
after
baseball money. No.
After went to Cleveland, they did something to cut down the quarterbacks.
They realized how stupid it was to pay.
What did
Deshaun Watson $375 million guaranteed?
What did the NFL do to cut that market down?
I don't know. I didn't think they did anything.
I thought they did something where they're like, "This is ridiculous." Like,
I think they're like Cleveland. If you want to be so fucking stupid to do that and trade so many picks and still pay that guy that, have at it.
Well, it sucks because it sets the market for every other team after that.
It did, but it really didn't, because everybody, I think at that point was like, "No, Cleveland, you're fucking stupid." And we're not doing that.
Right. That's the problem, I think, with the Juan Soto contract is that Shohei set the market for a guy who was doing 2 fucking jobs.
Yeah.
And now you give Juan Soto, a position player, hitter, that money. And it's like now the fucking market's set. And that's going to cost a lot of GMs a lot of money.
Is Soto a left-handed hitter or a right-handed hitter?
Soto is a
switch hitter?
I think he's a lefty.
I think he's a lefty.
He got that money. He's not even a switch.
Yeah, he's just a big left-handed hitter, though. I mean, he's the best left-handed hitter in baseball right now, probably.
He's so good.
I mean, Shohei's dope. He can swing, but I mean, I still think Juan Soto is probably the best hitter in baseball. What kills me
is, like, I thought he would stay with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Until I heard the number.
But did you hear the number the Yankees?
He bats left.
Did you hear what the Yankees offered him?
No.
$5 million more a year. No. $5 million more on the life of the contract. They offered him $570. Did they give him $560 or $565?
I thought it was $575.
Well, whatever. The Yankees offered him $5 million more total on the contract, so then it would have been like $780
deferred
for 16 years. Huh. Yeah, they offered him $5 million more on the life of the contract.
I wonder why,
but for another year. So
I wonder what lot. I mean, that's.
Because he could be
what kind of a difference in money can that possibly be?
Well, that and he could be the Met. It's hard to be the Yankee.
That's fair.
You know, like you go.
Oh no!
You go to the Mets and you're going to be.
But see, now he is the Met.
Right.
Yeah.
He is the Met.
And you're not going to be.
I mean, let's talk about real quick famous Mets. You know, you got Piazza,
Joe Carter,
Darryl
Strawberry,
Bobby Bonilla.
Who's the guy did the hair commercials?
Doc Gooden.
The catcher.
Darryl Strawberry.
I said Darryl.
You did? Okay, you did that.
Darryl Doc.
The catcher that did all the hair commercials.
Mike Piazza.
Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso is the guy.
I mean, these are just current Mets. I'm sure there's some miracle Mets had to have somebody better than Joe Carter on their team. What's the pitcher? Who's the big fat pitcher with the mustache? Wasn't there a Fernando that pitched for him or whatever? Why am I drawing?
Bartolo Colon.
Bartolo Colon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he sucked. But I mean, he was not great by any means.
But I mean, he did hit a home run though.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Great. But no, so I mean, I guess to your point, yeah, why couldn't Juan Soto be that Met that they remember forever?
Off topic, who are the 5 best Yankees?
The 5 best Yankees.
Who do you think the 5 best Yankees are?
I mean, there's
Joe, Mickey,
Ruth,
Babe,
DiMaggio,
Derek,
Gehrig,
Mickey Mantle,
Mickey Mantle.
Lou Gehrig.
Derek, Aaron. Just
I'm
from
saying
this
5.
generation.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
you just get to name 5. Mariano Rivera.
Oh shit! Yeah.
How do you name?
How do you pick 5 Yankees? Yogi
How do you
Berra.
pick
He's got
5
10 fucking
Yankees?
World Series.
Yeah.
It's like deja vu all over again.
So you get
5 best
about the
Yankees?
same money, and you can be
Lou
the
Gehrig
Met.
Lou Gehrig.
is in that top 5.
I don't know. Is he?
He's got to be.
Mickey Mantle.
Pride of the Yankees.
Mickey Mantle.
Pride of the Yankees, bro.
Joe DiMaggio hit 61 straight games in a fucking row.
They name
Jolton fucking
crazy.
Joe.
people name their kids after these
but
motherfuckers.
they talk.
I mean,
They
it's,
talk. You talk about a record that will never, ever be broken.
That history.
And then it's that history.
that 61
that
game
history
history.
will never be broken.
But I think that that record has a better chance than Nolan Ryan's strikeout record.
I don't know, man. What's the longest? Not half that. No one's even come hit half that. 32 games or some shit was like the next longest one. I thought. I don't think anybody's even made it to the 40s.
Let's see here.
Pitching today, not with pitching today, you will, and the amount of games, taking games off, you won't do it.
how many people's allowed to finish a game anymore?
Yeah, if you don't even go 5 innings, you don't even get 100 pitches in.
That's the thing is they try to pitch and shit. Nolan Ryan had so many, but he had so many complete games, so many 1-hitters, so many 2-hitters, all this shit.
If you had to start one baseball game with a pitcher in his prime, you start Nolan Ryan? Bob Gibson? That guy threw fucking, for being the Cardinals, he was pretty fucking good.
I mean, you're saying one game.
You got to start one game,
complete game.
one game, and you got to expect him to go almost the whole fucking thing.
I'd say Nolan Ryan.
And Bob Gibson did it all the time. He'd do it.
Nolan Ryan.
I don't know.
Nolan Ryan in his 40s would beat the shit out of what was that? Robin Young?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, beat the shit out of that guy.
Headlocked him, just
Bloody
fucking
jersey
thumping
torn.
that motherfucker.
And what was he like?
Finish the fucking.
What was he like? 49 when you
Yeah,
did that?
like get the fuck out of here, kid. You're a bitch.
Okay, Jolton Joe's record was 56 games.
56 games.
He broke Willie Keeler's record of 45 games. Pete Rose, 44, is number 3.
Okay, he's the hits leader, so he's fucking amazing too.
Bill Dolan from the Chicago Cubs, 42-game hit streak in 1894.
Yeah, say that was the fucking wrong century.
Right. So let's look at anything. Paul Molitor, 39 games in 87. Jimmy Rollins, 38 games, 0506.
Still,
Trying to look for names. I recognize.
40 would be sweet.
Ty Cobb, 35 in 1917.
56. Why did I think it was 61 games? What is Roger Maris said it was a 61?
That was right.
That was
yeah.
the movie.
So when but this
Roger
strikeout
Maris.
record though.
Speaking of records, we got a rushing title.
Have you heard Steely Dan?
we got a rushing record that could potentially be broken, but we've actually added an extra game. How does that rate up? How does that work?
I don't know. I mean, they knew that was going to happen with any record when they added the game
If
to
Saquon,
it.
if he beats the single
I mean,
season,
at what point does he have to? What if he does it in?
He's still the all-time leader in single season rushing yards. Like that.
That's how
That
it
extra.
is.
Sorry about the extra game.
Yeah,
but
sorry, but
just
that's how
what
it's
it
going to be
is.
from here on out anyway. So
Yeah.
is there a point in time where professional sports says, okay, we're going to change errors, we're going to restart records, we're going to
no.
start calculating how
Be
things
pointless.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Walter Payton only got 14 games.
You know what else would be super fucking pointless? Is if you fucking have a golden bat rule in baseball.
Oh God, what is that?
What are you doing?
What is
I mean,
that?
like, yes, the pitch count or the pitch clock is fine. It just speeds the game up. It doesn't change anything about baseball.
I hated the pitch clock until I watched the
love
game
it.
in 2 hours.
Well, if I'm at home watching, it's fine. If I'm there watching, I'm like, I didn't pay this money to be here for 2 hours.
Right.
I paid this money to get drunk here all day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's different than going and staying home. And even like I wasn't very okay with the extra innings of starting with the guy on second.
Hate it.
Hate it. That's not baseball. And now you're telling me you're thinking about going to a golden bat rule to where you can pick anybody to hit whenever you want and extra. Is it just after 9, or is it in extra innings?
I don't know a lot of the details. I was given.
You get a free shot at it.
Yeah,
a free shot at it.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. I hate any time they change baseball.
Yeah.
So let's just get that out there.
There's so much money involved, though. You got to keep up with times. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Here's the thing. Like, I realize now that what I am, and when I say that, is an old head. I'm an old head.
And when you're paying contracts like you are now, you got to bring in more revenue, and you got to. I don't think the NBA is what it used to be. That's just.
It's not. They need to go back to letting them fight.
Yeah. Let them fight too.
They should be fucking fined for this flopping shit, though.
LeBron should come off the bench. He is not. He's good. He can still get you 20 and 10 off the bench. He is not a starter. He is not.
On
he is
some
not
teams.
playing. He is not playing.
That
defense.
Lakers team just
when
isn't
when
that
you're
good.
a top,
And they're not good, but he is not helping. And yeah, AD's hurt or whatever, right? You're missing a huge piece, but LeBron is not good.
when you're one of the top 7 players ever to play the game, do you think you would actually take a bench seat?
I don't know. His you know what though? As he sees it now, his goal for this season, I mean, is one to play with this kid. Check it off.
That didn't work.
Well, they did. They played. They were in an
but
NBA game together.
It didn't pan
Doesn't
out.
matter. They played together. That's in the record book too.
Yeah.
Pan out or not, check it off. Father and son on the
Check it
same
off.
team. Check it off. Step 2, he wants to play in all 82 games. I think it's a real thing for him to not miss a game because Jordan at
With the Wizards, did he
41
play
with
all-
the Wizards played every fucking game at his age. And I think that's something he's really trying to show. At 41, he can play every fucking game too.
Yeah.
But Jordan also really have you seen that meme going around? I just saw it this week. How technically he really only played 11 seasons. If you count,
He was out with his foot.
the ankle,
Yeah.
whatever. And then another season where he didn't play. Like one season he played 18 games, and one season he played like 25 games. But then outside of the 11 seasons he played, he won 6 titles, 9 scoring titles, 8 8 all defensive teams. Like just dominated. Dominated.
It's going to be one of them things, apples and oranges, but he's going to be the greatest in my books.
No,
So let's talk about-
no one was scared to. No one loses sleep over having to play LeBron James tomorrow. People lost sleep knowing they had to play against Michael Jordan tomorrow.
My favorite thing I've ever seen about it is they had a room full of people. And the guy speaking said, raise your hand if you have a pair of Jordans in your closet. And, 40% of the room, hands in the air. I was like, okay, cool. Now, let's see the hands of the people who have a pair of LeBrons in their closet. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. He's like, you ever hear about guys getting robbed for their LeBrons? You don't. You just don't.
You don't.
Like, and I've always talked about that when you talk about the GOAT debate. I've always said this is not a statistics debate. It's not.
I mean, LeBron's got more points, and
Yeah, well,
LeBron's
yeah,
probably-
absolutely.
but he also played like 18 seasons, and even out of those 18 seasons he played, if you count the playoff runs he's made, it's like 3-4 more seasons.
Yeah.
You know?
We wouldn't have seen Jordan maxed out on
Nobody is
points
saying
either.
that LeBron's not an athletic freak.
no, he's great.
He's absolutely great.
Mm-hmm.
No one is saying that. But the GOAT, Jordan had a global influence before the internet.
Absolutely.
Like, come on, man. It's not even difficult.
Staying out all night drinking,
Smoking cigars, playing poker.
Wake up, go play golf, have some beers.
So Bill
End up at the basketball game and drop 30.
Drop
on it.
30,
Drop
right.
30.
Bill fucking Murray was on the Kelsey Brothers podcast last week, and he was talking about how they built a gym at Space Jam for Jordan just to train in, and he was talking about all the people that showed up there just to play Jordan, and he's like, it wasn't just like a fun game. They're like, was you out there playing? He's like, no. He was drawing blood. He was like, it was just gnarly. Everybody, he's like, there wasn't even invites. People just knew about the game, and they would show up and try to get on the court with Jordan. He was talking about how he just fucking torched everybody.
Right.
Bill was just like, it was just,
How fun would that be to be Bill Murray just hanging out and watch Jordan play basketball against whoever showed up?
Yeah. I mean, you could have stopped the sentence at be Bill Murray.
Yeah, right.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. You see, he wants to host Saturday Night Live one more time.
yeah.
Let him.
50
Yeah, I mean, it's
Let him-
tough not to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But He's got one more go in him, he says, and he'd like to do it.
It's their 50th anniversary. Why wouldn't you?
Is that what he wants to? It'd be cool. See him on there one more time.
I'm gonna circle back to something real quick because this is such
I'm
a
a fool
profound
to
record.
do your dirty work.
Nolan Ryan, all time, 5,714 strikeouts.
That's a lot of them. I mean,
Number
that's a lot of
two
them.
is Randy Johnson with 4,875 strikeouts.
And one bird killed.
Innings.
So he's-
how many innings did
814 plus 25 is what? 839. So Nolan Ryan is 839 strikeouts ahead of number two.
Wow.
That's 4 seasons of baseball.
Yeah.
The closest active player to Nolan Ryan is down at number 10, Justin Verlander, with 34-16. Justin Verlander has played 19 years of Major League Baseball, and he is over 2,300 strikeouts behind Nolan Ryan. And that guy won an MVP and a Cy Young in the same season. Scherzer, Kershaw's down there. So 4 active pitchers in the top 50 all time. That record's not getting touched.
No, it's not even gonna be close.
No. But I know you don't like to make it a sports podcast, but I do have to bring up one more sports point.
I was gonna talk about Tyler Mead, but whatever you gotta do, I guess. Mind snacks.
Because the Hoosiers are in the playoff.
Oh yeah,
Let's
can
go.
talk about that all day.
2 Indiana teams.
Playing each other.
Playing,
I
you
think
know
it's
what?
great.
It is, but it's rigged. Not rigged. The system of who's in, who's out, and then who's playing who is 100% rigged. It's like, oh, we don't think anybody's going to watch Notre Dame, and we don't think anybody's going to watch IU, but enough people watch this one, and enough people watch this one, we'll have them play each other. And then we'll give Notre Dame the fucking home game. Like, I don't understand what gives Notre Dame the home game over Indiana.
They're
Did I
higher
see
seed.
some Notre
Why?
Dame didn't have the home?
Why?
Never had a home game?
Because the committee said so.
But why? That's so dumb. It's because there's an ND on the side of their fucking helmet instead of an IU.
Precisely.
Just like those motherfuckers with a G on the side of their helmet instead of IU. Last year, at the same time, IU was 9-0. Georgia last season's team was 8-0. Their strength of schedule was 100 to IU's 101. Are worse, both undefeated, and yet at that same time, Georgia was number 2 and we were number fucking 8. Like it's just, and I'm going to bitch about this, and they're going to get fucking stomped or something. You know what I mean? But I just say, go win, go win. That's all they had to do. Go win and prove these motherfuckers wrong.
Go win.
Please. And I don't want to win just I really want IU to win, and I'm a diehard fan. I want to win just so prove these fucking people wrong.
Fucking Paul Finnenbaum.
Watch these guys. You're not watching IU. Oh, point differential.
Right.
That Georgia team's point differential was like 25 points last season. IU's is like 32 right now. So I don't care if your strength of schedule sucks. If you're smacking the fuck out of those guys, then you're smacking the fuck out of those guys, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not tight game Miami. You're not Miami winning on lucky plays. You know what I mean?
They're like, well, you see what happened when they got tested. I'm like, yeah, in the toughest place to play in college football.
They lost on 2 special teams plays. They dropped a fucking punt. They dropped a punt, and then then they gave up the return punt. The biggest play of that game though was a 3rd and 2, false start, made it 3rd and 7, got sacked, then had to punt. It wasn't the punt that got dropped. It was the fucking false start in a down and distance. It fucked them up.
I have a
And
question.
it was downhill.
So Oregon, first year in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
They are Big Ten champions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Did Penn State and them get there on their own, or was IU
State-
and
nope.
Ohio State
Oh,
disqualified because they are in the?
Nope. Ohio State would have been in that game until they got beat by Michigan. Once they got beat by Michigan, they had another loss that Penn State didn't have.
And IU didn't make it because they lost to
Because
Ohio?
they lost to Ohio State on those lines, yeah.
So basically, legit Oregon first
Yeah.
year being in.
Yeah.
IU didn't make it
Oregon was always going to be in without having any losses.
IU and Penn State were tied for second.
Yeah.
Penn State held a tiebreaker.
And I don't want people to sleep on Penn State either. They gave Oregon all they could handle. That's a good football team.
It is.
And yeah, they're shit on for being Ohio State's little brother, but they gave Ohio State all they could handle too. But at the same time, that defense is good, and if they can just be in the game and kind of have a lead, you can't sleep on them. But their running game is really strong.
It's kind of impressive Penn State's even in the conversation with what they went through what, a decade ago?
Yeah, raping.
Touching them kids.
Do you know any other program that could go through a scandal like that and still be legitimate?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's tough.
It is tough.
Especially when it's a legacy. But I mean, you guys are IU fans. Has IU basketball ever really been the same since Bob Knight left?
No, they haven't. Not really. They're beating Minnesota tonight, though. And last checked, it was 10 points for the Hoosiers.
Let's go.
Ran into your buddy Tyler Me yesterday at the store. He was about to make some chicken wings. Has he told you about the pot that he has?
The Fry Pappy.
Have you seen the Fry Pappy? Do you know what the Fry Pappy is?
No, I don't see him on the rag.
So Tyler Me was telling me about this Fry Pappy, and I'm like, is that like a Fry Daddy? He's like, no. You know, Fry Daddy, Fry Pappy. The Fry Pappy is the same as a Fry Daddy from like the 1800s. Is that what he said? Would you? I got the photo. It's just a cast iron fucking pot. But that pot...
It's an old witch's cauldron.
Yes. But it's from like early 1800s.
Yeah.
It's early 1800 cast iron.
The old
It was
fried dad.
It was like his great grandma's kind of shit. But he was talking about making like 10 pounds of chicken wings in that motherfucker over the weekend.
We tore them chicken wings apart.
Yeah, it's what he said. I saw him at Kroger and he was telling me all about it and shit. But we had a long discussion because I was there to buy eggs. And all the eggs that I buy were completely gone. And I was like, I was just thinking like, man, Tyler Me owes me some fucking eggs, I think. I think I'm in that rotation.
Right.
And sure as shit, as soon as I think that, Tyler Me comes walking right towards me. And I'm like, hey, where the fuck are my eggs at, man? And then we had the longest discussion about knives and cooking chicken. But yeah, he told me about the Fry Pappy. I want to use the Fry Pappy. I want to come over and...
That's badass.
I said, let's make it... He said he's frying chicken in it soon. I want to fry have a big fucking.
How was your foreskin chicken, by the way?
A big fish fry foreskin chicken.
Yeah, you deboned that.
I didn't debone any chicken or the deboned chicken. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Send me that video.
Chicken. The deboned chicken.
I had turkey in my head when he said foreskin for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. I heard foreskin and thought of a turkey. The deboned chicken legs, the deboned chicken wings. Are fucking next level. Like it's like a chicken nugget, but like real chicken. To where like a boneless nugget doesn't always come off as like real chicken, but like if you cut out the bones of a chicken leg and fry it, and then you leave like the little flapper on the end of it, it's like a chicken nugget with a fucking handle on it.
You switch back and forth. Legs or wings?
I'm sorry, dude. They're wings. You cut the leg off of it. You cut the drummy off of it.
Okay.
And then you just have the flap and the tip. Debone that, stuff that, fry that. Got a little handle, eat that. It's amazing. Like it was a second thought. It was an afterthought to do it. Right? I wasn't planning on doing it. I just was going to make wings. Well, then like I did so many wings, I was tired of cutting them all down. I'm like, oh, well, let's just see how hard it's going to be to debone this chicken wing. It wasn't that hard. And ideally, if I would have had like a deboning knife instead of a big fat 6-inch chef knife to try to do this with, it would have been really easy.
Right.
But I don't think I'm going to double wing flap, debone the drum and do the whole thing, because that joint rolling over that and then deboning in the other one, it's too hard to keep the skin from shredding for me. But if you cut that drum off and just have the flap and the tip and then debone that and then stuff that part, which I think is exactly how, Hoosiers are rolling 52-37 with 14 minutes left in the second half. And just stuff that. But now I'm on, I think if the wing was a little bit colder, and I'm not going to say frozen because you want it to be a little bit pliable because you got to push it down, but maybe like if you can cut it while it's cold and then worry about removing the bones when it warms up a little bit. Like I think if I had a system, cut around, try to debone, let them warm up as then I go and then try to take those bones out. But then now it's mixing. Like what do you think you'd like to have inside of a deboned chicken wing?
Stuffing.
Specific. Like just stuffing like stovetop?
Yeah.
In there? No.
Yeah. No.
About minced pork and minced shrimp. Like think of an egg roll, right? Like a minced pork shrimp with like maybe like a really fine diced shallot or mushroom, And then, so like if you have like a good egg roll that's got like the rice noodles or the thin noodles that are fried in it also to give it extra crisp on the inside of it, like that. And then you pipe that down in that motherfucker or stuff it down in that thing.
I was thinking more like softened cream cheese, jalapeno bacon.
See, we talked about that too. Tyler and I talked about chicken cordon bleu, ham, cheese inside,
Good
like
shit.
dip it in, sauce on the outside. Like how good fucking that would be. Then like, how are you going to debone 400 of those for Egg Fest? It'd take forever. And it'd also be, but I'm sure they'd be fine grilled or smoked. You know what I mean? Because wings are good that way.
Would you get a similar effect, like I said, just
fry it.
pounding out like boneless thighs and wrapping?
Probably so, but you still got to not a boneless thigh. You'd have to debone that thigh because you want the skin on. It's what I mean?
You can get boneless chicken thighs with
very,
skin.
Not very often. You can't walk into Kroger right now and get that.
No, but if you're going to do it something like Egg Fest, you can order ahead of time.
I don't think they're deboning.
Oh, and
they're
we got
not-
a new butcher shop open up too.
They're not deboning skin on chicken thighs.
Yeah.
Who does that? I
I've seen it.
I
I've
never
seen
seen no
it.
shit.
I've seen it.
I never seen no shit like that before in my life.
Hand on my cigarettes, I've seen it.
I've seen deboned thighs all the time. Deboned thighs with skin on,
Seen it.
few and far between. That'd cost an arm and a leg probably to get that done, as opposed to deboning those yourself. But Kroger's got buy one, get one free Tyson packs, and you'll be damned if I didn't buy 2 packs of chicken thighs to debone to do something like, I don't know if I want to pound it out. Maybe once I debone it and open it up, see how the thickness is compared for an even cook. So if I had to pound that out or not, but I don't think that I want to. It's still part of keeping it like fuck. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Maybe just running a tenderizer over it.
Maybe. But then I want to soak it in pickle juice or buttermilk and make chicken sandwiches out of it. So.
You want to go through some comments real quick?
Ain't no one fucking watching us.
I miss us not seeing the comments.
Yeah, true.
But you know what though? It also doesn't keep us from being like, oh, fuck them. Oh,
Right.
you want to talk some shit, Sean's dad? Oh, you full of shit.
That
Dave
was some of
Snyder.
our best saves.
Dave Snyder says Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Yeah, Dave.
Who would be who?
I'm probably Mo, because wasn't he kind of cynical? Wasn't he kind of the meanest one of all of them?
A little bit.
Probably Mo. I'd probably take Mo.
Larry was kind of Jewy. I'm on that.
You're like a Sour Patch Kid. Like at first you're sour, but then you're sweet as fuck.
I'm really fucking sweet.
Yeah,
aren't I?
right.
You just have to know me.
JD Clayson says Notre Dame is the Dallas Cowboys of college football.
I don't know, man. Like, you can't overlook anybody, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to give Coach Sig fucking 2 weeks to get ready for my ass. I know that.
Yeah. Kelly Thompson.
I don't know who that is. Who's that? Trick.
How about the Eras Tour ending? The Chiefs' crazy wins and the United Healthcare CEO killer who people are cheering for.
I think they found him.
Yeah, they found him because he pulled his mask down at the Starbucks to hit on the barista.
I felt like it should have happened earlier.
It was the chick at the hostel was flirting with him and asked to see his smile, and he pulled his mask down so she could see his smile.
Oh, I thought he was getting coffee.
No, I think it was a farce because I think there's probably something about a hostel where she probably needs to see everybody's face, and it's probably got to be on camera like that to where you just can't be masked all the time in and out of that fucking hostel. Right. I guarantee you. She flirts with them and makes him do that. It's probably part of her job. No, he got busted out of McDonald's in Pennsylvania, supposedly, with the gun and the silencer on him at the time. But he also might have had some sort of manifesto on him too. But then he went to UPenn, so he's like an Ivy League kid. He was valedictorian of his school, and he's very much not like affected by the healthcare system as much as he is. Who was the guy who blew up the building? Carl, the Unabomber.
I heard him compared to Kowinski.
Kavinsky?
Yeah,
Kavinsky?
the Unabomber.
The Unabomber. We'll call him the Unabomber.
Yeah.
He said he made points to be like he wasn't wrong. He's not crazy. He just went about it the wrong way, kind of thing. So I think it was just as much to prove a point as it was maybe too smart for his own good. Maybe the the notoriety.
And you know what? Maybe
He
it
was
was
in
like a
it-
Unabomber. 20 years from now, they're going to be reposting his manifesto and
He
saying
might have
this
been in
guy
it.
was on. He kind of knew
Yeah,
something.
He might have been in it for the reckoning just as much as he was for the cause.
So he's okay then being caught and possibly executed.
Why would you have the gun and silencer still on you if you were okay being caught? If you were not okay being caught?
Yeah, the whole part.
I mean,
of
it's
being-
called the fuck. You're in New York. It's called the fucking Hudson. It's got 1 million weapons in it already.
Right.
If you're that smart to pull that off and then to get caught at a McDonald's with the weapon on you, you're stupid. You don't kill somebody and keep the fucking weapon.
I think, yeah, martyrs normally want attention.
Yeah, I think it's the reckoning. I think you wanted that just as much as he did.
And he got a lot of support. Like,
And you're
I
not
was-
gonna- you- there's-
before
and
I
I
even
don't-
knew the story, I was reading shit, and they're like, "Good for him."
Yeah,
I'm like,
and I don't think New York has a death penalty, do they?
no.
I don't think so.
So he's
they're-
not. So they're not. He's not going. He'll go to Rikers Island maybe,
Right.
but he's not. He's not going to. But it's crazy because, like, Anthem Blue. But it did good already. Like, it was already beneficial because Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield had something that they were trying to push across, like around that same time last week about anesthesia. Like, we think your surgery should only take 12 hours, so we're only paying for 12 hours worth of anesthesia. And if it goes any longer than that, you're paying for it yourself. Basically, like, it could get cut. Like with not the idea, but if you have a 12-hour surgery and it takes 15 hours, they're just going to stop it at 12 hours because
Right.
they're not. No one's paying for that anymore.
You got to be awake. You got to be awake for the last
Yeah,
4.
and anesthesiologists were going crazy across the United States saying that's
Sure.
not the case and they can't do that and they need to pay for it no matter how fucking long it takes, kind of thing. But
Right.
also, I've seen several letters written by doctors to United Medicine or United Healthcare, whoever that is, just shredding them. Like a doctor who a child had cancer, and the United Healthcare didn't think that it was necessary for them to have anti-nausea medicine anymore. That they shouldn't be getting sick from having cancer and treatment, so they denied insurance coverage for the Zofran to keep them from getting fucking sick.
Huh.
And the doctor was just absolutely shredding them. Like he's like not a person who's deciding this is a doctor. Not a person who's deciding this has any fucking idea. It's about a bottom line, and it's not about me. It's insulting to me as a physician and all my peers who know what the fuck we're talking about for you to tell us they don't need what we're telling them to get. And I guess there's tons of cases like that against it. My mom worked in healthcare as far as like billing and insurance and stuff like that. And
Right.
she's like, they're some of the worst. They were so hard to get money out of to pay for anything.
Oh, the nurse, she'll watch commercials for those Medicaid, like
Supplement Part B.
and she'll be sitting there watching them commercials, just losing her shit. She's like, they're fucking just scamming,
Yeah,
scamming,
scamming.
and they target it too. They're like Fox
Scumbags.
News, this, that. Like they know their fucking market. Taylor ending her tour. She's a rich lady. Good for her.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, well, maybe she'll have a documentary where she's the new yacht rock.
Yeah. Put her on a Yacht Rock documentary, see what they think about her. What else?
She's not fucking yacht rock.
What else? What else we got cooking over there? Anything worth anybody worth notoriety talking
Matthew
about?
Jackson.
I don't know,
Hey,
who
know
that,
that guy.
I don't know who that is either.
Who's that stud? Why is he hanging out with the worst putter in disc golf? Derek?
This motherfucker. Whatever, man. Come get some. You're lucky it's fucking freezing cold outside right now.
Actually, I believe when Matt was on Mind Snacks, he talked about your
Fiasco with the tree.
weaknesses. Yeah, the fiasco with the tree for sure.
The fiasco with the
Yeah.
tree. Man, just thank goodness no one listens to that fucking podcast or I'd be embarrassed.
Well, I hate to tell you,
I got news for you.
Matt's episode got quite a bit of traction.
Did it?
Yeah,
No doubt about it. I mean, it's Matt.
yeah.
You could have him
Our-
screaming out of a tin can in the alley is going to get hit.
Our episodes with Matt's were always some of
Yeah.
our best episodes.
Yeah, the dude's got cool stories.
Yeah, he can talk about all sorts
Yeah.
of shit forever.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The goddamn Mill Race Loch Ness monster.
The
came
Mill
up again.
Race Monster. Well, that was hot. That was right before Halloween, and he was
Right.
doing tours and
Yeah.
doing all sorts of stuff for that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that guy's a bitch. And he fucking sucks at disc golf. So don't anybody tell you different. He thinks he's fucking cool, but
So
he just cuts hair. You know what I mean?
this coming summer, I want to play disc golf.
Yeah, all you can handle, bro.
I want went in on that.
I got plenty of action, plenty of disc if you want to try it out before you commit too much.
Give it a whirl.
Matt does too. Matt's got a fucking shelf full of fucking
Yeah.
disc and extras that he'd be glad to show you.
I'm into it. It looks fun.
Let's just play like Donner first or something. We don't need to go out to his.
Was that 9-hole?
It's 9, but you just got 2 T pads, so you play it as 18.
Okay.
Reds and blues, right? Out where he's at, it's a different fucking world. That BC 3, that Brown County 3, it was a golf course, right? So it's huge and it's fucking sprawling. And as much fun as it is to throw it as far as you can and as hard as you can, like when you get done, you just hiked like 8 miles through fucking Hoosier National Forest and you're fucking spent. So it's just okay playing out there.
I also want to try foot golf. You seen that?
Yeah, it seems like.
I mean, I'm starting to see videos.
Par 3 is the only place around here I think that has any.
Yeah,
foot
par
golf.
3 has a foot golf holes.
I don't know if any. There might be something like that out at Sierland. Is there some sort of foot golf at Sierland? Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But Matt Jackson sucks. Probably telling lies. I guarantee you he's lying about something.
Yeah.
I can't divulge most of the stories he tells me, and I don't know. I'm sure they're his stories, so I don't like to spread his stories. But he told me one last whack, and I'm like, I don't know if I believe you or not, man. like I want to believe what you're saying, but like I don't know if you believe what you're saying. Like what you're talking about is real. And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think it's real. He's like, I don't know. He's like, but what's real? And I'm like, God damn it, man. What really
set
is
him up
real?
next time you throw one off center and it lands where you don't want it, put him in a position. Be like, I think it hit a Bigfoot.
Yeah, no.
It hit a Bigfoot, Matt.
We had it.
Call me a liar.
Without-
Call me a liar. There was not a Bigfoot in that woods that fucking disc bounced off.
I'm like, I don't, but like, it was to the point where I was like, man, I don't know if I really believe in God, like what you're talking about. And he's like, what if it's aliens and really not God? I'm like, God damn it, man. Why you gotta be like that, man? What if it's aliens and not God, but they just think it's God? I'm like, ugh.
I'm so happy
Man,
now.
maybe you're right, man.
The nurse is on the fucking aliens thing. She's like, did you hear about these aliens in the ocean? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Did I hear about them?
They're called octopus. What do you mean? They've been here for millennia.
She's telling me these stories, and I'm like, you believe that? And she's like, yeah, it's a thing. I'm like,
Yeah, it's a thing. The TikTok said so, Derek. I saw it on TikTok, Derek. I know it's true now.
I feel validated. I'm like, yes, tell me more about this shit that I've been talking about for years.
Can we turn off ID and turn on Ancient Aliens now?
So you believe in aliens?
Fucking always. Always.
You too? Yeah. How do you not?
How do you not?
Yeah.
Like when you look up at the sky and they tell you, like, talk about cool stats. Like if you can travel at the speed of light, you'll be at the sun in like 8 minutes or something, right? And if you travel at the speed of light, you'll be at the closest star in like a day, like something like that. If you want to travel to the tip of the known universe at the speed of light, you're still 1 billion years away from that.
Right.
That's how fucking big it is.
Yeah.
You're still 1 billion years, the speed of light, to getting to the edge of it.
And you're telling me.
And we're doing a podcast here talking to each other,
Right.
and no one else is doing
Nobody
that.
else is out there in the
one else-
world.
Get the fuck out
Right.
of here. Or twofold, it's not real either, and we're in some sort of simulation, and it just makes you think that.
The only thing that's ever happened
It
to me.
could be that too.
The only thing that's ever happened to me that made me feel like I was in a simulation is I went through 2, not 1, but 2 identical divorces.
Yeah.
I mean, literally the same divorce
So-
2 times.
So that's so I don't say I'm not against religion per se. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, because I can't tell them they're wrong.
Right.
I've always been on the track of telling them they're wrong, because you can't. You can't tell them they're wrong.
No.
You can't tell the person who believes in that aliens created this is wrong. You can't tell the person that thinks we're living in the Matrix. You can't tell him he's wrong. You can.
You can.
You can.
People do.
You can. People do.
Like
but-
dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
That story, the devil put them in the ground.
Yeah. No.
So,
some
to
people
trick
can.
you?
But I just mean anybody's overall theology. Like you really can't tell anybody they're wrong, because no one knows shit. You can't prove shit. You don't know shit. You think you do, But even like the realist scientific people who are like, it was a Big Bang. It's like, you still need one miracle. You still need one miracle.
Right.
Something banged. Something made it bang. Whether you believe that is a god or a deity or whatever you're into, that's cool because it happened and probably had to happen like that. And or that same person could have made the simulation you think we're living in. And or that person is who you worship and who controls everything and is all powerful, all knowing, and all loving. You know what I mean? So who's to say who's right?
Right.
Is shitty. Shitty on anybody's part.
Right.
So
Remember when we did this episode with laugh tracks? I missed that.
yeah. We could talk about abortion some more if you want.
That always gets a crowd
right.
roaring.
That gets us going. I don't know though. Like I used to be real pig-headed, thinking like, "Oh, everybody else is wrong. Like that can't be the case." Well, they're just as right as I am. Or
Sure.
Anybody's just as right as anybody.
Sure.
So, but it's fun. It's fun to talk about.
It is really fun to talk about.
Like, and not enough people talk about it. I don't think.
Tim Gilpin, how you doing, Tim Gilpin? He says, "I see dead people."
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, he spends a lot of time at Ziggy's. They're a couple heart ticks away from all.
I don't know.
From shit just hitting the fan.
And maybe it's more so I just feel like I relate to some views more than other views where I see more holes in other views. But
Right.
you just can't tell anybody they're wrong because nobody
Well,
really
you shouldn't.
knows.
You shouldn't be able to tell anybody they're wrong.
No, I'm not saying that. You shouldn't shit on
Like I
anybody.
have my beliefs,
Sure.
and anytime somebody's tried to be like, "Wow, it's not right," I'm like,
You don't know that.
"Okay."
Okay.
Like I don't even
Yeah.
I don't even entertain it. It's called faith.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm just a little.
Well, that's
tin-
definitely wrong. that part of it is definitely wrong.
Right.
I'm always a little more standoffish about the ones that say you got tattoos and you drink, you're going to hell. I'm like, yeah, I think your opinion sucks.
You know, I saw
right.
I saw something, and it was probably like a meme or like a TikTok the other day, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, do you know one thing that is not in the Bible? It's white people."
Right.
There were no white people in the Bible at all,
No.
and I was like, you know,
But they got white names.
yeah, I was like,
Well, they fixed that because they went out to Utah and was like, look, we found a new one.
yeah, right.
We
But
were here.
I always like the people who were the artist renditions of Jesus to make him look like, you know, a white dude with like light brown hair and blue eyes, and it's
Yeah.
like, no.
The picture hanging in a lot of our grandparents' houses was just
Obi-Wan
like this
Kenobi.
beautiful white man,
Yeah.
and I'm like, he was from Jerusalem.
Yeah, he was somewhere between a Jewish looking Arab kind of guy. Probably he probably didn't even have long hair like
You
that.
know
He
that
probably,
you know that conflict going on in the
Yeah.
Gaza Strip. Go there, see what they look like.
That's what he looked like. Yeah, absolutely.
Perhaps he had long hair.
Yeah, maybe he did have long hair. But
Right.
who knows?
They did that, and then Robert Plant comes out with Led Zeppelin. They're like, who's this fucking fairy?
Yeah, right.
With the blue eyes and long curly hair.
How about those things over in Gaza and Syria? That's a crazy place, man.
Who understands any of that? Though?
Who does? Like, I mean, like you know.
I love how you acted like it was a new thing. Like, man, it's gotten weird over there, huh?
Speaking of the devil,
I'm talking about Assad. I mean, it's new that Assad's not running in Syria. They've been running Syria since like the early 70s.
Right.
Like his dad ran it. His dad took over in the early 70s, and they've been in charge of that shit for a minute. And he just got the fuck out.
yeah.
Is he in Russia? Did I hear that?
They faked the plane crash first, and then all of a sudden, like, now he's in Moscow safe. But yeah, that's a crazy situation. Just to fucking take over. Just the rebels took the fuck over. Like, we trained the Kurds, you know, in that area, and I'm sure these people got guns from somebody. You know what I mean? We're not directly involved, but it's funny because as soon
Thanks a lot, Obama.
yeah, as soon as Assad was out, like, we bombed the fuck out of that country.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, Syria, you guys are in charge now. Whoever's in charge, we don't care because Assad's not in charge. But here, and these other 75 spots, we're about to bomb the shit out of because we just can't let ISIS slide into this loophole and take over in this power vacuum at all. It can't be ISIS. We don't care who it is. It's just not ISIS. So we're going to fucking level this area here. Israel's going to be on the south side of this place and go from there. But yeah, just straight rebels just took over.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up. Damascus.
Imagine if that
Took over
happened
Damascus.
here.
But that's what I mean. Like,
Who of the civilian population would be our leader?
I don't know, man. Bernie Sanders. Let's fucking go, boys.
No, man.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan says, let's fucking ride at dawn, motherfuckers. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be Hollywood. It would be Hollywood who would stir the pot enough to get a podcaster. It'd be Joe Rogan. It'd be somebody on that lines of
Theo Vaughn. Give me Theo Vaughn.
someone who enough people would listen to. Alex Jones.
Oh God.
He's too crazy. But someone
And in prison.
yeah, someone who enough people would listen to that he'd just get enough people fired up about it. But it would take some real fucked up shit.
We can't.
I mean, like,
not everybody agrees on one person. Though.
Yeah, but
it's so split.
but
Hey. No motherfucker.
why? Miles listening?
Dad.
Man, it's bedtime, brah. You're supposed to be in bed 8 minutes ago, son. You're too young to be listening to talk about politics anyway.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like. Aliens. I want them to actually just walk on shore, look at everybody in the Middle East and shit, and they're like, "Who you guys arguing about?
Yeah, right.
We've been running this shit the whole time.
Yeah, right.
You're fucking Abraham and fucking all this."
Ishmael who?
I developed a thought process when I was younger that the whole planet might just be some kid's science project.
Well, like, what's the movie Men in Black, where all the universes are marbles in the kid's bag of marbles or whatever, and we're just one of them. Like,
I think that was St. Elsewhere.
what? No, Men in Black when they opened.
No, I
up
think it was an autistic kid with a snow globe.
the ending of Men in Black always is kind of like that. Like the galaxy is on Orion's belt. Well, he throws it in his locker, and it's actually in the bag of marbles of all the other galaxies.
I'll have
the
to
kid
go
has.
back and watch that.
But I think they all end like that, just about. But no, like, I don't know. Could you imagine someone rises up and tries to take over the government like that? I mean, I don't know the size of Syria. I can't imagine it's much bigger.
Didn't
than
France
Texas,
just-
bigger than Texas? But don't
Didn't France just vote? They're like, no, the government sucks. Like, we have no trust in you.
The French are the best at protesting. They blow shit up every day. They're in the streets every day. It seems
No, I
like
think
in
they
France.
actually had a vote. Like they didn't vote for a president. They were just like,
Nobody.
No,
We don't want anybody."
No, you guys, no, nobody wins.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like, you know what we talk about politics. Sorry, Mark. I don't think that Russia wants to go to war any bigger than what they have.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I feel like if their society just absolutely goes to shit, like it's going to crumble. Like they can't afford anything. There's no one making anything anymore over there, right? Like their society, their economy is going to crumble if they keep continuing in the way they're continuing.
Right.
He's just going to be like, fuck it. It's over for everybody. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah, that's the whole
Set 'em off, right?
That's the whole reason why we do trade.
Yeah.
is because we give other countries and shit a reason
Yeah.
to fucking have value with us.
yeah, and you absolutely should, but
you don't want to make anybody totally fucking desperate.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The level of desperation that Russia could be up against is scary.
We tried that, and they seem to be doing all right. Like,
No, they're like as of like the last 2 weeks, like China can't trade with them hardly anymore at all because the banks won't take the ruble anymore. Like the value of the ruble has gone such shit that China
is that finally catching up?
Yeah,
Because they did that 2 years ago, and it didn't.
No, it's bad. It's really, really bad right now. They say in Russia as far as that goes, and it's not even a depression. It's like a stellation or some shit where like nothing's getting done. Like nothing. I don't know. It's crazy. It's bad.
That's real bad.
But Donald Trump's going to get it all taken care of, and he's going to get that thing settled, and back to business. Back to business.
Back to business.
Back to business. I don't know. Someone needs to get something done.
Yeah.
Poor people. Poor people.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else is in the news? You watch The Boys? Have we talked about The Boys? Did you watch
Yeah.
The Boys? You watch The Boys?
Big fan.
I'm about to where like Homelander's now taken over. Or, sorry, listeners. It's like 3 or 4 years old. It's old as fuck.
You know, after we just had that talk about modern medicine and the insurance, it's weird because I'm almost finished rewatch on Breaking Bad and how that ties in with where a school teacher has to fucking make meth to fucking pay insurance and then all that shit. It's weird how that just kind of coincided at the same time.
You know something I want to hit on real fast before I forget about it. Do we think they will podcast in 2 weeks? Because that's like
We will not.
the day before Christmas Eve, right?
I already know we won't.
Okay, so then we will not have another podcast this year.
This year.
This is our last one of the year. And you hit on it earlier, our first podcast ever was about New Year's resolutions. Does anybody have any New Year's resolutions that they'd like to, that they're thinking of? Hey, I love you. I'm sorry I was cussing, Bubby.
Okay.
All right? Hi. My phone doesn't have very good service out here, okay?
I like when Miles calls in.
That gives us time to think about this question, though.
Gives you time to think about anybody else out there want to hit the chat with New Year's
So I
resolutions they
know,
have?
I actually know what I'm going to say, but mine's less about New Year's and more about living post-divorce.
You have a change in life at the same time of year where that kind of coincides.
Kind of.
So, yeah, I see how
need
that
to-
works.
I need to make.
I won't say anymore. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were listening.
Yes, I need to make 2025 a great year. And I need to do some things differently.
Does it have to be great, or could it just be a rebuilding year?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I posted this online the other day. Like, if all you can do is get through the year, like, celebrate that shit. Like that's an achievement too. Like, you know what I mean? So really it's just a matter
Celebrating getting through 24.
of getting through any year. I mean, you know, if all you did was get through it, like, celebrate that shit. I do have some, you know, I have a unique opportunity at the moment, you know, and it happens to people when they come out of divorce and they change their situation drastically. Like, I can do whatever I want.
Whenever you want, for as long as you want, as many times as you want.
Right.
I mean, I got an 8-year-old, you know what I mean? So that's kind of different, but at the same time, like,
Right.
I do whatever I want.
And
whenever
I'm
want.
still, and I'm,
half the time.
and I'm active in the 14-year-old's life still.
Sure. Yeah.
So of course I consider that when it comes to making any choice that I ever make. But like, I don't know, like,
There's a freedom in starting over.
there is a freedom in starting over, but there's also a responsibility in it. Like, I'm 43 years old. Like,
My signal sucks, buddy.
I don't want to make the next 3 to
Oh,
5
well,
years
I'll
of my
talk
life
about
are
it,
pretty
okay?
key on how the end of my life will go,
I'll talk
provided
about-
I
I'll talk
even
about-
live that
I'll talk-
long.
I'll talk about it right now. Night, I
So-
love you, okay?
It's just a realization that
Okay.
I could have done a lot of things different leading up to this point. So what can I do now to kind of save myself from myself?
Yeah.
Starting
Pause.
over at this age, you also know that
What works
there's
or
got to be a
didn't work.
certain amount of confidence where you're like, I can do this whenever I want. I've started over so many fucking times.
And I have.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
this. I am competent. I can get
I know-
through
I know I'm
fucking
fine. I know I'm fine.
everything.
Time out, pause, hold that thought. Miles is doing a project for school, and
Oh.
it is the state of Maryland, and it's going on a float, and he's kicking ass at it. And
Nice.
Dad had to make like 90% of this fucking float all weekend. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Miles, you help me? He's like, no, Dad, I ain't helping shit.
So you're the paper mache champ right now?
Well, it's Maryland. I got a bridge. I got some cannons. I made a bird looking good. But no, Miles is super stoked. He's working on his cards and he's memorizing there all these great facts about the state of Maryland. He said, talk about my float on there, Dad.
All right.
So yeah, he's got a float. It's due Thursday, so it should be pretty exciting. We'll post some pictures if we can get some pictures done. But no, to your
Maryland's a
point,
cool state.
I've been in relationships enough and had enough of them. You know, everyone has ended.
Yeah, right.
You know, everyone has ended.
Yeah.
So, like, and yes, you know, for the longest time though, I was in a situation to where they seemed to be the ones with the house, or they were the ones with the place. So I was always like, I had home base at my aunt's or my dad's or whatever, and eventually I'd move in with them. Well, shit goes south. I gotta go. Okay, go back, regroup, start over, find another one, move in. It's over, out. And now though, like as of like 15 or whatever, I moved. I was single and got an apartment, and then got the house, and then that's like, this is my house. So like at that point now, like it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
Like maybe that fortress of solitude has a little bit of the, well, I don't need a fucking chick with a place. I got my own place. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got my I don't need anything, attitude.
I think short term, like I need to just kind of reinvent like my house. Like it's so weird. Like I tore all the shit off the walls, the shit for me and her. Like I took all that stuff down and
You can tear it off.
go through and tear it down.
Respectfully removed it from the walls.
I'm gonna respectfully put a lot of it in a burn pile, but
Sure,
that's another
whatever.
that's
Hey,
another conversation.
Come get it then.
But so it's like I have to kind of reinvent just my fortress, if you will. Like, okay, fuck, what am I gonna do? Right now, the walls are bare. It looks like a fucking frat house.
Yeah.
Like it just does. Like so, even the baby steps like that. Like it's like okay, well, and I'll do it when I'm ready.
But ideally, though, you don't think you have resolutions. I mean, that's not part of it. Like, hey, I have a resolution to fucking get my fortress of solitude.
What just
fucking
happens
up to speed. Coincide.
We'll call that.
They
It just happens to
coincide, you know what I
coincide.
mean?
So yeah, we'll call that one.
Yeah.
We'll get the old fucking homestead.
Get home base ready to go.
Get home base. And I was giving some good advice the other day. Hobby Lobby 50% off.
Yeah, especially
Find that shit.
I don't know about now, but even like after Christmas, we got Home Goods store over there too.
Yeah, Home Goods is pretty
they
sweet.
got plenty of shit over there too. Yeah,
Like, and it's all shit that like before, like you guys were at my old house before I got married. Like that place was a little bit decorated.
well, like all this stuff on the wall behind you. I feel like was your decor.
was in that one room.
Yeah, sure.
The other rooms were okay, but it's that fucking place was a party house.
You'll have that though.
Yeah, you will.
But you're not. But this house isn't going to be a party house because, like you said, you're not that person you were then. So like, this isn't going to be like a party atmosphere.
Like,
you know what I mean?
I'm a dad. Like I come out here to party now.
Yeah, right.
You know
Whatever,
what I mean? And that's just.
What
that's
about you,
all.
Ace? Did you have anything you're looking forward to reinventing, if you will? Then anything you're trying to improve upon? Goals for yourself you'd like to see start developing in
How's the
2025?
job?
Yeah, well, how's the job? Still going?
It's going.
Still going?
Yeah. It's,
450, right?
Yeah, and it's good. It's good to be back in the mix. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Is it? But do you feel like it's beneath you what you're doing?
Nothing
beneath
is
not beneath you. Wrong
'cause
word. Mundane.
People-
Unchallenged.
people I work with. Everybody's putting forth effort, so I don't want to say it's beneath me.
Wrong word, and I shouldn't have said that. But like unchallenging or mundane.
It's not. It's not the end game.
I mean, you're not making schedules. You're not having to coordinate. You're not having to order food. You're showing up. You were doing X, Y, Z. You were clocking out and going home.
And that's the goal. Getting back into it after taking a year off. It's nice. It's very structured. I don't drink before I go in. I don't drink while I'm there. I don't drink till I get home. I have to follow other people's rules. I have to adjust to that. So it's given me some discipline for myself. And when I find the right situation and
You don't think it's there? Do you not see advancement within there?
No, it's a job.
You think they're too set in their ways, like they're not going to change to develop?
No, it's not the market that I'm looking for. They already have their own thing going. It's successful for them. I enjoy being part of it. The people I work with, it's nice to work with the immigrants again. God bless their heart. They are fucking fantastic. It's just something kind of restructure myself for when I find an opportunity to do what I want and where I need to be.
So, but goal wise, nothing changing, nothing you foresee. Going to work on, going to look into.
Just kind of keeping on with the nurse. It's been quite a few years. Make sure that we continued doing well.
About you, Mike? Big plan.
No, but I know I've said this before, and I talk about it all the time.
Winning Green Egg Fest again.
Oh yeah, I mean
that's
a given. Like
I want.
Bring on the humble brag.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
go,
no,
boys.
it's no.
I'd like-
it means a lot to me.
you wouldn't believe how many people who I haven't seen for like a kid like Patterson. I saw Nick Patterson the Friday after Thanksgiving. He goes, hey, what's up with winning Egg Fest? Yeah, I heard you won Egg Fest like again. I'm like, yeah. So like,
it means a lot.
My friend from
So this is back to back, right?
2 out of 3.
Okay.
I had a friend from Atlanta. I saw at a funeral, and I'm talking to him. He's like, hey, do you win Egg Fest again? He's like, what's up with that? And I'm like, yeah. So like, I don't know. We've carved out quite a name for ourselves. It's cool.
It's
and now that I found out there's other ones that exist.
But more so, I take a lot of pride in Egg Fest because the team and I work very hard at Egg Fest.
You do.
We put a lot into that Egg Fest. And it's funny, I was thinking about the other day because Remax Parade Friday had a private parking.
Okay.
Right? Seabass, of course, is hooking me up in the past. I got my brother one. I got my buddy Phil one. You know what I mean? Like, Seabass, he's my brother, so he'll give as many as I ask for.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, they had a bunch of food inside, and they're like, hey, help yourselves. I mean, the people who own Remax who put this on don't even have any idea there. You know what I mean? Then like Phil showed up, and I'm like, hey, man, me Costa, Sue Costa here. This is what they said. So, but then I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I've raised thousands and thousands of dollars in the name of Remax for great charities through Green Egg Fest. And I think sometimes that's lost on me because, I don't think of myself as a philanthropist. I don't donate money,
right.
But I've donated so much time over the last 10 years to Egg Fest. I've raised thousands and thousands of dollars through that for charity.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really good event and it's a really good cause. And like I said,
it's fantastic.
I just want to win. I'm narrow-minded. I know I can't raise as much money as everybody else, but we raise $900 every year for the last 10 years. And for the first 5 or 6 years, we were doing it twice a year. You know what I mean? So I've raised $10,000 for charity through cooking on that egg. You know what I mean?
And we think about it the very next day after the win. We're like, so.
But yeah, no, it's lost on me sometimes. The good that I actually do,
right,
cooking on that egg, and the good that comes from my time on that egg. You know what I mean? Those are dollars that are going towards something awesome.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Because me, I like.
Look at that. Despite your best efforts, you're a good person.
I am a contributing member of society, but it's by doing something that I love. So it's a second thought that I'm doing good.
And I'm the king of instant gratification.
I'm doing it for myself. You know what I mean? But
right.
they get money too. So fuck it. It's cool.
King of instant gratification. Somebody says you did a good job. This is what we were looking for.
You guys are amazing. Here's your trophy, and here's your green egg for the whole team. So
one day was your chance to shine. You shone. Boom. Here you go. I'm like, thank you, fucking thank you. Yeah. One day out of a year, I get a little fucking something out of that.
Little recognition for the effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I mean, like, I don't care about winning the egg. I've got one. I don't care about winning the money part of it or raising that much money. I'm in it for the recognition that I know what the fuck I'm doing, and the team is a bunch of fucking dudes who really know how to fucking cook.
So how do you think getting 27% of the city to vote for you for mayor felt?
Fucking boner.
Like badass.
I'd been like, someone's sucking my dick today.
It was badass.
I was almost the mayor. I would have been half chubbed just by knowing I'm on the ballot. I know I got enough people to sign me up to run. Dude, let alone win.
So I don't know if you noticed this. The day I got on the ballot, the day it was official, I went and I took a picture of myself in front of City Hall. And I was like, time to show them what else. What did I say? Time to show them what else we're not supposed to be able to do or something like that. Like, we here now.
Yeah, right. But to answer the question, like, I got to read. Like, I really think that I'm going to make, because, it's so bad. At my house, like if we're all on our fucking phones. Like at any given time in the evening, Miles will be looking at his iPad. I'll be looking at my phone. My mom will be looking at her phone, and the TV will be on, and we're just goons. Yes, if I wasn't staring at my smaller screen, would I just be staring at the bigger screen? Yes. Why not at least give a little bit more effort to maybe just try to read a little bit more? Because like you said earlier, I like to learn. There's nothing wrong with learning that I have an issue with. it's the reading that I have the issue with.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 books in mind I'm going to check out.
So
And I might put myself out there more in a maybe find a girl. Maybe put myself out there a little bit more to be open. Open to the mindset of
ain't nobody
because sometimes to back I'm a fool to do
you're a dirty word.
to back to the mindset of your place doesn't have a woman in it anymore and it's barren.
Yeah.
Well, like I have a woman in my house, but it's my mother.
Right.
So like it's the same, but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes in my life where I am shortcoming is because I don't have someone being like, quit being a jerk off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not that I do well if I've got Miss Naggy over here nagging my ass about doing this and doing this. But you know what I would benefit from? Like a little bit of like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
do I know my basement's a mess and I need to go down there and totally clean my basement? Yes, I know that. Would it help if someone was like, why don't you clean the fucking basement like you said you're going to? I'm like, yeah, you're right.
I think that goes.
I do need to do that. You know what I mean? But it's not, I wouldn't do well with like, I asked you 4 times to take the fucking trash out, Mike, and mow the fucking grass. Like, what do you do? Or I wouldn't do well with, it's Saturday and I don't want to do shit to where we're going to do 6 things today on this fucking list.
This goes
Right.
back
And
to
it's
Green Egg
just,
Fest.
it's just like a balance of,
Yeah.
Shit you not. This goes back to Green Egg Fest. It's we can sit there and plan something and we get out of touch. Like the buns. The year we did the buns. I thought they were great. I thought they were the better thing that we've made.
solid.
But people around us in the crowd, they didn't identify it with them.
Right.
We did a grilled cheese or bacon
Peanut
wrap.
butter, peanut butter.
Bacon wrap peanut butter.
Like, oh, fuck yeah, bacon peanut butter. Delicious.
And
That
people
shit
were
was
like,
so good.
oh, yeah, you actually identified with the people around you. Being single too long, you're like, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Boop, boop, boop. You lose touch with the people around you.
I can tell you from experience, there's value in having a second opinion right over your shoulder to kind of run shit by.
Well, not even that, because I got mom for that,
Right.
and mom knows better than to nag. You know what I mean? Mom's not gonna be at my ass to chirping at me because
Right.
she knows me. But at the same, because it's just mom, and I just tell mom that that's not what's going to happen, and she don't need to. You can just stop. You know what I mean? But yet, if it was someone who I wanted to impress, or someone I wanted to keep around in a romantic kind of way,
Not to murder me in my sleep.
yeah, right. You
Maybe
know?
I need to work on my conflict resolution.
Maybe I will put this pile of clothes that's been sitting here away.
Away.
Maybe I'll make my bed instead of leaving it sit like that. Like if I have expectation for someone coming over, maybe I will definitely do more to tidy, or I will do more to improve upon what I already know needs improved upon.
Right.
But I won't do under my own merit without a little bit of like.
There's
So-
value in that too.
So I just think the overall value of maybe having a significant other. But at the same time, the more I think about it, the more I think, what if she lived in like Greenwood? What if she
Baby
wasn't-
steps.
Yeah. What if she didn't live within 25 minutes?
Right.
You know, maybe that would be awesome. But she's got to have her own shit. She's also got to have her own hobbies and shit like that to be able to not be up someone's ass enough to make
Sure.
it different. You know what I mean? But what if she was like a doctor in Franklin? What if she was a lawyer in Southport? You know what I mean? Like how awesome would that be?
Now that the nurse and I are working different schedules and I got weird days off, like,
Frees up your free time.
well, there's a drive for that too. Cause like when she goes to work, I'll be laying in bed watching my iPad, like streaming shows. And before she gets off work, I'm like, man, I probably should get up and do dishes. I don't want to be in the same exact
Like
fucking spot.
she comes home and feels the back of the iPad and it's hot as fuck. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
Just
oh,
been
I see what you've been up to
just
today.
been fucking farting in these sheets
Yeah,
all day. Like
Have you showered even today?
Yeah,
Derek?
like-
You know, sitting in them dirty drawers.
I feel like I gotta get up and at least fucking accomplish something. And just out of self-respect. Like, what'd you do all day? Just laid right here, took 2 pisses.
Yeah, right. The indent of my body is
Right here. Right here, I took them.
I leaned over and pissed in this bottle. Yeah.
Right, that's whatever.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna read and flirt with the idea of maybe finding it.
So my question, and this is just, it's a battle I fought with reading. Like,
hard.
So no, it's not that it's hard.
It is hard.
I heard it's fundamental.
I don't read. I don't read good and stuff.
Don't talk too well, neither.
Yeah, right. I don't read good.
Don't talk too well, neither.
Yeah, no.
But so I've struggled with finding the value in reading versus the value in taking in information. Mm-hmm. I enjoy audiobooks and podcasts as opposed to reading written word. Mm-hmm. And I've struggled to try to find where the value is in actually reading as opposed to,
well, as I even
the
said,
work.
but like I even said, not just will I be getting that information, but I won't be getting that information staring at my phone while everybody else is staring at their phone. Because as I think that Miles is the sponge who, oh, cool, everybody's on their phone, I'm going to be on my iPad.
Right.
Well, maybe if everybody's reading a book, well, maybe I'll read a book instead of staring at my iPad. Right. But also just doing something besides killing time, wasting time, reading and learning as opposed to wasting time looking at floppy cans and funny jokes on Instagram.
there's only so many times you can Google curvy girl with giant titties.
No, there's not.
And there's not. Do you know why? You know why you can do that endlessly? Because there's always another one. There's always another one.
All right. Fair enough.
A different one will show up every time you do that. So far.
So far.
Oh shit! I reached the end of porn.
Yeah, right. Got them all.
I've seen them titties before.
I haven't finished
I'm done.
porn yet.
That's I've been watching this Pornhub forever, and I'm not quite done yet.
Right. So
I'm close. I'm close. I'm on
So
page 8007, but
Was there a sitcom where a guy ends up going on a first date with a girl that he had already dated before?
I don't know. Probably Joey from Friends or something. Sounds like something he'd do.
Yeah, like after the end of the date, it was like, I think we've already.
How about in Friends?
Did you just quote Friends?
No, I didn't quote Friends. I said it sounds like something that jerk off dumb fuck Joey from Friends.
You
would
didn't
do.
say those two words the first time.
I said stupid fuck.
No, I think he was in that apartment at one time and realized he had fucked the roommate.
Yeah. What?
Clarification, is that what happened?
I think the title was
That is what
the one where Joey had fucked the roommate.
My phone's listening. Mike, get on Tinder. They miss you.
Wait, hold on. Get off Tinder. Like, there's your problem. You're in your mid-40s. Get on Bumble like an adult. Or Hinge if you want to be fucking hip.
Or talk to somebody at the farmer's market.
There you go. Fucking talk to him. Fuck that. I'm out.
You make a nice sourdough. How's your living situation?
Right. You don't happen to live in Johnson County, do you?
All the bitches from Greenwood, can you come here?
Yeah, right. Just broaden the search there, and
Yeah. Seriously, get off Tinder.
yeah, right. I'm never on there.
I hope not.
Well, that's why it was giving me the notification to come back. You've been
Right.
gone. You've been gone too long. Come back and see
I've
what's
been gone
new.
too long because I'm tired of running through scallywags.
DoorDash has been hitting me up the last couple of weeks. They're like,
so
starving?
So I mean, I know we're winding down. It's almost over, but
Yeah.
just real quick on the thought of like, so you're in a bar all the time.
I am.
So if you were single and didn't go to the bar all the time,
Right.
where do you foresee yourself meeting women?
So that's what I don't know because I've never had to think about that.
at? Yeah, never not been
I mean,
the bar.
I've worked at the bar for so long.
Never not been the bar.
I met both of my ex-wives at Ziggy's. 100% that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like it was both like neither were like bar flyish. Like neither
Sure.
of them really even drank that much. They just happened to be there that night. You know, my most recent ex was like, asked Carolyn Jordan about me. That's how that happened. my most recent ex.
Oh, I
Sarah.
said your ex was Carolyn Jordan. I'm
No,
like,
no.
wait a minute.
She
I
asked.
think she's married.
So she had a common friend. She had a common friend.
I'm a fool to do your dirty work.
So no, she had a common friend
Full circle.
with Carolyn, and she asked Carolyn about me. That's how that happened. Same thing with my first ex-wife. Had a mutual friend. It was like, hey, who's that guy?
And you're the host of the party too. You already have the advantage of not having to come up with an
I know that
opening line.
both of you know how awesome the barrier of the bar
You're
is.
not. You're also not. Breaking the ice. They're coming to you, looking to you, already looking at you for something.
Yeah.
You don't
I
have
got
to
this
use
old
that.
dance. I
Hey,
got
can I buy you a drink? It's like, do you want a fucking drink? Because you got to come through
I got
me.
this little dance I would do.
Right.
Like, I got to talk to these girls anyway. I might as well shake my money.
Show me that dance.
I might as well shake my money.
Let's see it. I need something.
Oh man, dude, waiting tables at the CB. I mean, I would walk up just swinging it at him. Like, it was hilarious. Like the whole way up to the table, I'm air slapping their buns. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you call this dance? Gatekeeper of the booze.
yeah, right.
Let's go.
What do you want to do, baby?
Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you want something fruity? Get the fuck out.
Yeah, right. I need something that tastes good and has alcohol in it at the same time. It's called Miller Lite.
It's called Miller Lite.
Here is your
She's sitting next
Miller
to her
Lite.
boyfriend. Mike's still like, so honey,
They made
you want
this
something to
drink.
Yeah, right.
They made
I
this
was
drink
bad
for me
about
at
it.
Applebee's, and
Yeah.
can you recreate it? No, I cannot recreate it because it's called an Appletini. Yeah. Why do you think they named it?
We don't have any espresso in the bar. I'm
Why do you
sorry,
think they named it that?
I cannot make you an espresso martini. Do you see an espresso maker? In
Actually,
this
we
bar?
can now.
Do you have an espresso maker in your bar?
No, we don't make the
you
espresso. It comes
cold,
in a can.
You buy like cold brew espresso.
Comes in a can.
Yeah.
There's actually a drink now, a Cutwater mix, and it's an espresso martini, and it can't you just dump it into a fucking
So it's
martini
frothy
glass.
on top or whatever.
No, it's not frothy. Drop a couple espresso beans and tell them they're in a strip mall.
Oh my god!
Fuck off.
You're in a strip mall. Get fucked.
You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
Like that's what that is.
See,
There is a
I
freedom.
I couldn't do that though. Like I would have to. I'm just too bougie to where like it wouldn't matter where I'm at. Like I need to make this fucking how it's supposed to be made. Like I don't care where I'm at. Like let's put some fucking froth and some beans on this motherfucker.
And when you're 20 tickets behind.
Well, and that's the difference too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do our bourbon selection has gotten
You have an owner.
here.
You have an owner who does
Who's
nothing but
obsessed.
fucking is obsessed with bourbon.
Obsessed with
yeah.
bourbon. And because of that, it's the best selection in town. Like
Probably so. I mean,
Yeah.
but in fairness, that's not saying much because
It's not. You're not wrong.
No one else in town.
But
has
who are
a
we competing
selection of,
against?
right?
You know what I mean? Like so now when Columbus, Indiana wants a bourbon bar,
Absolutely.
I don't know of a better one.
Yeah, no.
You know.
Nope, not as far as selection goes.
Yeah.
Oh no. Quit looking at me. I got to piss. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, hold on, I'm not ready for that.
Bye.
Hold on, I'm not ready for that. It's got to fade. God, you guys don't ever play along.
Fade to black.